The Lost Child by Mulk Raj Anand continued. A short summary of the previous class. A child goes to a spring fair with his parents. It is the festival of spring, and everyone in a happy mood is going to the fair. The child goes to the fair with his parents. He is very happy and excited. On the way to the fair, the child enjoys every moment and gets fascinated towards natural beauty. In the fair, the child is attracted towards sweets and toys displayed in the shops. He feels attracted towards the garland of gulmohar and the delicious gulab jamuns, but his parents resist from buying anything for him. The child wants to play, climb trees, catch the dragonflies and butterflies, but again his parents won't let him do any of this. The child sees a snake charmer. He likes the music played by the snake charmer and wants to stay there for some time, but his parents do not approve. As the child moves on with his parents, he sees a roundabout. Then he says, "I want to go on the roundabout. Please, father, please, mother." There was no reply. He turned to look at his parents. They were not there. Ahead of him. He turned to look on either side. They were not there. He looked behind. There was no sign of them. A full deep cry rose within his dry throat, and with a sudden jerk of his body, he ran from where he stood, crying in real fear, "Mother, father." Tears rolled down from his eyes, hot and fierce. His flushed face was convulsed with fear. Panic-stricken, he ran to one side first, then to the other, hither and thither in all directions, knowing not where to go. "Mother, father," he wailed. His yellow turban came untied and his clothes became muddy. Having run to and fro in a rage of running for a while, he stood defeated, his cries suppressed into sobs. At little distances on the green grass he could see, through his filmy eyes, men and women talking. He tried to look intently among the patches of bright yellow clothes, but there was no sign of his father and mother among these people, who seemed to laugh and talk just the sake of laughing and talking. He ran quickly again, this time to a shrine to which people seemed to be crowding. Every little inch of space here was congested with men, but he ran through people's legs. His little sob lingering, "Mother, father." Near the entrance to the temple, however, the crowd became very thick. Men jostled each other, heavy men with flashing, murderous eyes and hefty shoulders. The poor child struggled to thrust a way between their feet out. Knocked to and fro by their brutal movements, he might have been trampled underfoot, had he not shrieked at the highest pitch of his voice, "Father, mother." A man in the surging crowd heard his cry, and stooping with great difficulty, lifted him up in his arms. "How did you get here, child? Whose baby are you?" the man asked as he steered clear of the mass. The child wept more bitterly than ever now and only cried, "I want my mother. I want my father." The man tried to soothe him by taking him to the roundabout. "Will you have a ride on the horse?" he gently asked as he approached the ring. The child's throat tore into 1,000 shrill sobs, and he only shouted, "I want my mother. I want my father." So after requesting his parents boldly for a roundabout, the child turns back. But to his surprise, there was no sign of his parents there. He searched for his parents here and there. Then he realized that he is now separated from his parents and he was lost. He then started to cry bitterly. There was a big crowd, and the little child tried to make his way between the feet of people. After hearing the cry of a child, the gentleman lends a helping hand to him. This gentleman offered goodies and joy rides in order to console the lost child, but the child will have none of them. Instead, he longed to meet his parents. The man headed towards the place where the snake charmer still played on the flute to the swaying cobra. "Listen to that nice music, child," he pleaded. But the child shut his ears with his fingers and shouted his double-pitched strain, "I want my mother. I want my father." The man took him near the balloons, thinking the bright colors of the balloons would distract the child's attention and quieten him. "Would you like a rainbow-colored balloon?" he persuasively asked. The child turned his eyes from the flying balloons and just sobbed, "I want my mother. I want my father." The man, still trying to make the child happy, bore him to the gate where the flower seller said, "Look, can you smell those nice flowers, child? Would you like a garland to put round your neck?" So the kind-hearted man tried his level best to make the child or to console the child by offering him many things. He took him to the snake charmer and made him to listen to the nice music that was played by the snake charmer using his bean. Once the child enjoyed that when he was with his parents, but now as he lost his parents, he does not want to listen to the sound of the music. He was only asking for his father and mother. The man again took him to the balloon seller and showed him many balloons of different colors and asked him to have some balloons. But the child turned his face or eyes from the balloons and only shouted and asked for his father and mother. Finally, the man took him back to the person who was selling the flowers. In the beginning, on his journey to the fair, the child had enjoyed the flowers and he wanted to have those garlands. But now, the kind-hearted man is offering him those flowers, those garlands, but he doesn't want those. He only wants his father and mother. The child turned his nose away from the basket and reiterated his sob, "I want my mother. I want my father." Thinking to humor his disconsolate charge by a gift of sweets, the man took him to the counter of the sweet shop. "What sweets would you like, child?" he asked. The child turned his face from the sweet shop and only sobbed, "I want my mother. I want my father." So finally the man took him to the sweet shop where many delicious sweets were sold. And here too the child refused to accept any of those sweets. He was only crying for his father and his mother.